years ago, maybe 10, I did my first silent retreat. I stopped talking for 3 days. It blew my mind. I couldn't believe I had waited 40 plus years to stop talking for a few days. Welcome to your Daily Whisper. I am Kara Bradley, bringing you insights from this brain of mine, this body mind, the insights that flow through me in the early mornings. I sit outside this morning. I am in Storrs, Connecticut at a friend's home. Beautiful little retreat center that's not a retreat center, that they have made into a gorgeous setting in the woods. And what came to me this morning as I was opening up and just looking at the woods and listening to the birds was this favorite saying of mine: what if I just stopped? I've said it to myself ever since that first silent retreat, when I stopped talking for 3 days. And I would apply it to different things. What if I just stopped doing this? What if I stopped posting on social media? What if I stopped consuming news? What if I stopped worrying about my kids? What if I stopped? And so this week, I want to offer you this inquiry as well. Let's explore stopping different things. And what it does is it puts you in the driver's seat of your life. When we start to be our own experiment, we start to experiment with ourselves, our lives, our lifestyles. We begin to have direct experience, our own experience of what it feels like to be in our bodies, in this life, in the present moment. I will tell you that no one could ever explain to me what it would feel like to stop talking for 3 days and to be in silence. Nobody could ever explain that. I had to experience it for myself. And I think that one of the challenges we have with all of the information, all of the self-help out there, including this podcast, to be honest, but one of the challenges is we just continue to consume information and go along and scurry about our busy lives without ever actually sinking into the practices that are suggested out there. So what I'm going to suggest for this week is to practice with yourself. And we'll keep it light in some respects, maybe not in others, but I want to offer you the encouragement to work with 3 days at a time. 3 days. You could do anything for 3 days, right? If I could be quiet and not talk and be in silence for 3 days on a silent retreat, you could do what some of the things I'm going to suggest this week for just 3 days. So I ask you to be willing to get a bit uncomfortable. It may not be too uncomfortable, and we're going to start with the simple, right? We'll build up a little bit of stamina. And so what I want to suggest is that you save some of these episodes. You can save them in different ways on different platforms, but because you don't want to do all of this at once. But this week, I'm going to offer you a few suggestions on stopping. And it's how we build the muscle of becoming our own experiment. Start with 3 days. You may want to extend some of these to 5 days, maybe a week. and maybe it's something that you play with every once in a while. What if I stopped? I will close this today by saying that those 3 days of stopping talking on that silent retreat, and I've done many others since, were so revolutionary for me because I realized, wow, I have the power to stop doing anything I want. Last week I talked about what it takes. It was more about action, what it takes to be in your power, what it takes to be confident, what it takes to start speaking your truth, what it takes to start trusting yourself. Today and this week we're going to talk about pressing pause on certain things. And so it's, this multifaceted jewel of our own being, our complicated, extraordinary human experience, often called the full catastrophe. And so this experiment this week is about stopping. And so I will leave you with that today. So I invite you to save some of these episodes and also look at the show notes, because I'm going to pull in some other episodes, past episodes, that may be of value, because I try to keep these short as best I can. You want to reference some other times that I've talked about these same topics, because I have, for sure. Thank you for being here. I so value your time. I look forward to this week. Be well.